Hello beautiful, welcome back to my channel. My name is Bettina and I'm the makeup enthusiast. In today's video I'm bringing you a well overdue update on my Pan Those Eyeshadows project Pan. I have some rollouts which is very exciting. So if you want to see how I'm going on this project then stay tuned. But before we get into the video, if you are new around here then make sure you're subscribed down below so you get notified when my updates on this project and all my other project pans go live. And without further ado, let's jump on into the update. So this year in my project pan, or my Pan Those Eyeshadows project pan, I'm working on 5 shadows at a time. For my 5 shadows, or to select my 5 shadows, I'm actually using the prompts that were set up by Makeup by Laney. So she created a list of 100 prompts and you just randomly generate a number, find a prompt on the spreadsheet and then find a eyeshadow in your collection that matches the prompt on your spreadsheet. So I've been going all right, kind of. I think if it wasn't for my overseas trip, I probably would have exceeded my yearly goal of trying to hit 24 shadows by now. But because I had like about 2 months of the year wearing minimal to no makeup, basically like no eyeshadow, I am a little bit behind the 8 ball. So I'm trying to catch up. I'm trying to reach 24 eyeshadows panned by the end of, or hitting pan on 24 eyeshadows by the end of the year. It's going to be very close, but we're making some progress today. So I have my 5 shadows here and I have managed to hit pan on 4 of these 5 shadows, and one of them you're probably going to be so shocked by. So let's start on the top of the pile with the shadow that I'm just updating you on. This one is also getting very close to having a pan hit, and I guess technically speaking I kind of have hit pan on it, but I'm going to keep it in for a little bit longer to get some proper pan, not just side pan, and then I'm going to call it a success. So this shadow, this is my Amy Hart's Beauty shadow in Wraith, and this was for the prompt least favorite formula I own. So that's this shadow here, and I am currently like focusing my brush up the top here because this one kind of crumbled a little bit in transit, so the top bit here has basically fallen away. So I'm just like working my way down from that area there. I don't love this formula, and I also you know, there was all the dramas with the palette with Amy Loves Makeup, the Alma palette, all the dramas with that. I had dramas when I ordered these extra shadows in that order. I ordered the iridescent bundle and they sent me 2 of the same shade, even though there's supposed to be 6 different shades in the bundle. I only got 5 of those 6 shades and I got 2 of the same one, and one of them also from the 2 of them has like crumbled like crazy. So I'm trying to work my way through the double up to, you know, it doesn't make any sense having a double up. I don't want to give it away because it's like a crappy formula. So I don't want to like bestow shit upon anyone else. So I'm just going to keep it in my collection. I actually have been pairing this shadow for the most part with nail polish. So this is the color in my team project pan, and I've been putting the color, or the iridescent shimmer Wraith, over the top of it, and it actually looks really nice as a nail polish. Not the greatest as an eyeshadow. I've used it a handful of times as an eyeshadow, but for the most part it's been nail polish. I have used it 6 times. I think if I can just get it to like maybe 10, maybe double that number, it will definitely have pan on it. Super, super easy. So that's that one. The next 4 shadows are my shadows that I have hit pan on. So let's go to the next one. The next prompt that I got was number 53, and that was a shadow that starts with the letter B. For that prompt, I grabbed my Geology Cosmetics Pilbara palette, and in that palette I went with Brockman's Iron, which is this one here, and as you can see there's that small little pan in the middle there. I feel like I made a lot more progress on this than there is pan, if that makes sense. The area like just below the pan is quite worn as well. I just didn't manage to make the pan bigger. I'm happy with the progress that I made. I managed to pan on this one after 26 uses. So I think that's a really decent amount of uses considering it's a matte shadow. So matte shadows often take a lot longer to hit pan on. I'm happy to know though how long it takes to hit pan on these shadows now. I think that will be very helpful going forward. I'd be interested to know how long it takes to hit pan on the shimmers now, actually. That might be the next thing that I'll have to roll in from that palette. But I very much enjoyed working on that color. It was a color that I could use basically every day for like my basic work makeup, and it worked a treat. The next one was prompt number 31, and that was a shadow that I wanted to pan. For that prompt, I grabbed out my Lethal Cosmetics single palette and I decided to go for the color Lithium, which is this one here. And as you can see right in the middle there, there's a pretty decent pan. It only took me 17 uses to hit pan on this one. I actually very much enjoyed working with this shadow. It was a beautiful, easy, like swipe on and go shadow. It didn't give me fallout. It was just really beautiful, and paired with the other matte browns that I chose last month, it worked very well. So only 17 uses, and again, I think that gives me a good idea of perhaps some easier shadows to hit pan on. When I was looking at this palette before, I was thinking maybe I could try and hit pan on either this one or this one. And I think I also have some more lethal shadows in my collection. So probably maybe these two. And I think I also have some more lethal shadows in my collection, specifically shimmers, that I might find easy to hit pan on if I need to. I actually really enjoyed that prompt, like getting a prompt that said I could basically pick any shadow that I wanted to pan. Glorious. Next up was prompt number 5, and that was a shadow that you don't want to pan. For that, I chose a shadow from my Melt Cosmetics 27 palette. Now I grabbed this out not because it's a bad quality, but just because I know how much work it can take to hit pan on a melt shadow. So I did grab for one more thing, and as you can see there's a decent amount of pan in the center there. This one took a total of 25 uses to hit pan. I think I only managed that because I used this as like a transition shade. So I was like sweeping it in my crease. I was using it quite a lot of it compared to like just focusing it on the outer corner or inner corner. I was actually like dispersing it quite a bit through my crease. So I managed to get a little pan on that one. Very happy with that. And last but not least is prompt number 1. Now this was a black shadow. For that one, I grabbed for my Natasha Denona My Dream palette. You can see that there's like black all over this because I've been working on this one so much. I've been using this a lot on the outer corners to like just deepen up a little bit, and also I've been using it a lot for like faux liners or like just using a shadow liner. And there it is right in the middle there. It's only a teeny tiny pan because I was using like my really small, I think it's the Refa liner brush that I've been using, the like flat, like longer one. I was just like dipping it in the same spot every time I used it. So that's the only way I managed to like cheat a little pan on this one. I'm very happy to see pan in it. And I've been reaching for this palette a lot lately. I started reaching for this one as a shimmer replacement for everyday work makeup once I hit pan on my lethal one. So as you can see, there's a few pans that are starting to like get a lot more wear on there. So I'm very happy with that. That is my update. I have decided that I'm going to rotate 5 new shadows in just because this one is getting very close. So I think it will probably only take maybe like one more time of painting my nails and I'll have pan on this shadow. So I'm going to replace them now. I'm going to just rotate 5 new shadows in. I'm going to pick 5 new prompts and I'm going to cheat a little bit. I'm going to stack my choices, my matching shadows, to shadows that I think I can confidently say that I'll be able to hit pan in between now and the next month. So I'm going to cheat a little bit. So let's go 5 prompts. Start again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, number 20 is a random color generator. Okay, so I'm just going to open up the first one and we have olive brown. Then the next prompt was number 43, a pan graveyard. So that is something that I previously tried to hit pan on but didn't. Then we have 68, a shadow that starts with Q. 89 is an orange shadow shimmer. And 92 is a blue shadow shimmer. So much for stacking, so much for hedging my bets. But anyway, I'm going to go and find all of those shadows in my collection and I will be back in a moment. That was difficult, but not as difficult as it's been in the past. Okay, so let's start at the top of the list. So number 20 was the random color generator. Now for that one, I grabbed out the Pat McGrath Mothership Mega Celestial Divinity palette. This was the first Christmas palette that Pat McGrath did when she started doing these larger Christmas palettes. Now the random color generator gave me the color olive brown. So for that one, I've decided to go with this color right here, which is Megabyte. And as you can see, I do have a few pans in this palette, so I'm hoping that I find it easy to hit pan on this one, as easy as I've found it to hit pan on the shimmers in this palette. So Megabyte is this color right here. So as you can see, it's kind of like a goldy olivey shimmer brown color. I'm kind of bending the rules a little bit here, but we're going to go with that one. And when it catches, like in some lights, it looks like a little bit more olive tone. Some lights it looks a little bit more like goldy bronze. So I think we can work with that one. Next up was number 43, Pan Graveyard. Previously tried to hit pan but didn't. Now I grabbed out my Urban Decay Naked Basics. So in this palette last year, I tried to hit pan on the color Naked 2, which is this one here. Now, I'm just trying to decide whether, I think this is going to be too similar to one of the other colors that I've grabbed. So I think I'm going to try and hit pan on the color Faint, which is the next darker one. I think if I can work on both, I will, but if the other shadow that I've chosen that is similar to this one is taking too long, I'm just going to stick with Faint. So I will swatch that one for you now. Yeah, I think that's a much better choice. It's just going to give me more depth in my looks. So that is Faint right there on the edge of my hand. So that is for Graveyard Pan. I tried to pan at least one shadow in this palette last year. We're going to try again this year with not much time left in the year. Next is a shadow that starts with Q. Do you know how hard it is to find a shadow that starts with the letter Q? I was having great difficulty. I finally found my Kaleidos Deep Sea Luster palette. Now this is basically like themed around deep sea. So I did manage to find in here Queen Conch, or Conch, however you say it, which is this brown color here. It's a very boring color considering what other options there are available in this beautiful palette, but it's like the only shadow I've found that starts with the letter Q. So we're going to go with that one, and that is this brown here. That's why I decided to opt for the darker brown from the Basics palette. So that's that one there. The last two are the shimmers. So number 89 is an orange shimmer shadow, and number 92 is a blue shimmer shadow. So for the orange shimmer shadow, I grabbed the Natasha Denona Circo Loco palette, and I am going to work on the color Spiral. I do not like my chances at all in hitting pan on this one, but I'm going to give it a red hot go. So that's the orange shimmer shadow. I really got some bad prompts to end the year, didn't I? And then for the blue shimmer shadow, I am grabbing for another shadow from my Lethal palette. I didn't even check what the name of this one is, because you know what happened last time I tried to get Lethal shadows out of this palette. Let me see if I can get it out. I should have gone for the lighter blue, but not to worry. So this is the color Ascension. So that's that one there, and that is the blue shimmer shadow swatch there. So that's the one from the Natasha Denona palette, the orange, and then the blue is from the Lethal shadow, and I do also have like the blue mattes in here as well that I could easily pair if I wanted to and work on those. And then I also, as you guys are aware, we still have this shadow, this shimmer shadow as well, and this is like a bluey shimmer, so it might pair nicely with that blue shimmer like on the inner corner. Is it catching? It's kind of catching the line. Yeah, so like it might pair nicely on the inner corner with that blue shimmer. So that's my new color story there. I did not swatch these very well, did I? So that's my new color story there. Wish me luck. I really wanted to hedge my bets, but I got some bad prompts for that. So I think I'll definitely have pan on the color from my Amy Hearts Beauty shadow, the Wraith one, the shimmer, because just if I do my nails a couple more times, I'll easily hit pan on that one. I think I might, I don't know whether I'll have pan on the two brown mattes, but I think I'll have a decent dip on them. I'll get a lot of wear out of them because I can wear them to work every day. If the olivey shimmer doesn't look too over the top for work makeup, I think I'll have this one panned by the next update. These two will pair well together, so the blue and the orange shimmer, but I won't get much wear out of them just because I'm not going to wear blue or orange shimmer to work. I know some of you might be game to, but I myself am not game enough to do that. So I will see how I go. Wish me luck. I really hope that I can get maybe 2 or 3 shadows panned by the next update. We'll see how I go. If you did enjoy this video, make sure you give it a big thumbs up. Subscribe if you're new around here and you want to keep up to date on this project going forward. I'll put some more videos on the screen for you if you want to keep watching, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye, beautiful.